Welcome to Landon's Guide to High School Math. I'm Landon. I'm your tutor mentor today. We're doing the Pre-Algebra course, and we are continuing with our fourth part of equations and inequalities. Let's get started. Alright, testing solutions to inequalities, basic. Which of the x values are a solution to the following inequality? What do we want to know? We want to know if x is going to be less than, if you want information about less than, you can check out my previous video, less than 44. So we have to find numbers that have less value. Now, when a number has less value, there's one of two things that apply. How many digits does it have? This has 2 digits. We know that if it's going to be less than, we need to make sure that it has less than or equal to 2 digits. So if it has, like, say 3 digits, like it can be any number, so like 3 digits, then it's going to be bigger, no matter what the numbers are. And then we want the tens place to be equal to or less than the number. So if we get a number like 5 and then another number, no matter what this number is, 50, whatever, will be bigger. And if we get a number less than 4, like 3, this will be smaller. And then for the ones place, it has to be a 4 or lower, and the number has to be lower than 4. So it has to be like 43 or 42 or 41 or whatever. So let's apply this strategy. Choice A, x is equal to 27. Well, yeah, the tens place is 2, and that's lower than 4, so A is correct. B, okay, so the tens place are the same. 1 is less than 44. It's B. And then 44, now it's not 44. 44 is equal to 44, not less than. So the answers here are A and B. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the answer explanation. Here's the video, and happy studying. Okay. Select the values of x. Let's go ahead and speed through this. Now we have negative numbers here. For negatives, it's vice versa. So when x is greater than negative 3, the number has to be less than 3 because it's opposite. It's like a different dimension. So it's negative 2, negative 3. This thing right here. So it's like inverse. So we want a number, and if it's positive, like a positive number will always be bigger than a negative. So since 0 is both positive and negative, it doesn't matter. If it can be positive, E. And now we have to let's go ahead and actually remove all the negatives here to make it a little easier. So we're just going to find the numbers that are smaller than, because if it's smaller, then it's going to work. So 1 is smaller than 3, right? And since it's negative, it'll be bigger than. So signs kind of have a role to play here. And you can't put it on a number line, but that takes too long. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the explanation, here's the videos, and happy studying. Okay, next problem. Which of the x values are solutions? So we want to find where x is less than 9, because 9 is greater than x is the same way of saying x is less than 9. So we want to find a number that's less than 9. So let's see here. Well, we know it's not 9 because 9 and 9 are equal. And let's see, 2 is less than 9 and 5 is less than 9. So it's A and B. If you got that right, good job. Here's the answer explanation. Here's the video. And happy studying. Okay, next problem. Ooh, here we go. 1 is less than x and x less than 13. So instead of just putting and, I'm just going to put it like this, because we know we're going to have number x in range of 13. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a number line. I'm going to put 1 here and then 13. And then I'm going to put a circle. I'm not going to close it though. My x value has to be in range of 1 and 13. So let's see here. 0, that's right here. Not in range. It's not A. 2, that's like right here. And yes, that is in range. B is good. And then 14, that is out of range. So B is the only one correct. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the answer explanation. Here's the video, and happy studying. Okay, so we're moving along here. Graphing basic inequalities. Okay. Choose the graph of the inequality x is less than 7. Okay, so we have less than 7. We want to find the graph where it lands on 7 and then goes to the left. Since x is less than, it's going left. If it was greater than, it's going to the right. So, let's find 7. That is right here. And then we want to go to the left since it's less than. So, C is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. Happy studying. And yeah, I'm kind of going fast because these units are kind of easy. Alright, over -2, let's find our -2 right here, and then we have B. See where I'm going here? If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the video, and happy studying. Alright, let's guys start cracking this by yourself. Okay, it kind of worded it differently, but the answer should have been D, because 2 is less than x is the same way of saying x is greater than 2. If it would have been equal, then it would have been like just a point and nothing else. If it was negative, it would go over here, and it would be like this. If it was 2 is less than x, it would just go to the left, so it's D. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the video, here's the explanation, and happy studying. Alright, go ahead and try this one as well, and then we'll do it together. Okay, so we don't even have to look at the choices. C is right because it's the only one that says less than, and since it's going to the left. And here's another way you can think about it. Notice how we have a greater than and a less than. A greater than is like an alligator. And it looks like an arrow. If you draw a line, it's going to the left. Vice versa for greater than. Greater than like this, it's going to the right when you make an arrow. So that's kind of a way I see it. So since we have this thing right here, it's going to correspond to this. So it's C. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the video. And happy studying. Okay, let's move on. Inequality from graph. Okay, let's do this. So now we have a literal dot, which means that 0 will be included with this graph and not just greater than. Which means we're going to put a line, which means greater than or equal to. I know it's not this, it's this. So anyways, let's go ahead and give it a shot. So we want greater than or equal to... And, hey, actually, there's only one answer that has this. That's D, right here. Greater than or equal to. So it's D. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here are the videos. And happy studying. So, yes, the dot and the open dot kind matter. So here we have, what is it? An open dot. So we know it's going to be just either less than or greater than. And it's going to the right. So... that means that the answer here is C. Good job and good inferencing. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos and happy studying. Alright, we have a dot here. So what does this mean? Yep, equal to. And now it's going to the left. So that means we have less than or equal to. So the answer here is B. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. And happy studying. Alright, choose the inequality represents the following graph. So, open dot here, and it's going to the left. I'll let you guys do this on your own. The answer is A, because we have open dot and it's going to the left. I just said that, I'm sorry. So if you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos, and happy studying. Okay, look at that. We are already halfway done with this video. This is going to be another quick episode. As always, I want to give you guys the quickest strategies to ace your... Ooh, we got a graphing thing now. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's give this a try. So, graph x is greater than 2. So, I know you guys can't do this. If you want to play around with like the features, you can go on Khan Academy. So, we want... there's no equal to, so we're going to make it open, and then we're just going to put it on 2, because, you know, 2, 2. So... this is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the explanation. Here's the videos, and happy studying. Alright, so, okay, we got greater than or equal to, so we're going to keep it closed, and then we're just going to put it on 3. That's all you got to do. Simple. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. Happy studying. Okay, graph x is less than or equal to 0. So, less than or equal to, we're going to want to switch direction since it's going backwards. Because, again, we want arrow, 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 arrow. We want the same direction. So this is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos, and happy studying. Alright, that's probably let you guys do it by yourself. I know you can't really like do it, but try your best to. Okay, so make a circle open. So there's no equal signs, and we're gonna put on -4, and since the arrow is going this way, to the left, we're gonna switch directions. So it's this. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. Happy studying. Later in Algebra 1, you're going to learn something called domain and range, which I can talk about in like a future video if you guys want to. So go ahead and leave it in the comments if I should. So, okay, last section of the day. Inequalities, word problems. Okay, Kwame must earn more than 16 stars per day to get a prize from the classroom treasure box. Write inequality that describes S. So, let's see here. So, we're going to put S, and then greater than, that is this sign right here, and we want more than. Those are synonyms. So this is our answer here. And yeah, you can do a number line, but I just think it's just better to use the number. The number and the variable are the most important part. Like, we don't care if her name is Kwame. We don't care about the treasure box. I mean, good to know, but like, it won't help us with the problem. We want to know the variable and the number. So that's all we need to do. Look at that. Number, variable, that's all we need. He cannot dive as deep as Ha Yun, which means we can't go lower than 7, which means that 7 must be the greatest. So we have J is less than 7 this time. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos and happy studying. Okay, next problem. Here we go. We got 120. We got J. We got H. And then we have taller than. So we have H is greater than 120. That is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos and happy studying. Okay, I'll let you guys do this by yourself, and then we'll do it together. Okay, we have a maximum. We have 130. We have the variables. So it says maximum, so we can't go higher than that. That's what maximum means. And then we have K is less than 130. So if you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos and happy studying. And fun fact, the Autobahn doesn't actually have a maximum speed. It's in Germany. But that's just what they recommend. Okay, that is the end of all we're learning today. So now I will go ahead and give you guys the quiz to check your progress so far. And then we will resume for the last part tomorrow, which means that we'll do quiz 5 and the unit test. So your quiz starts now. Best of luck. The answer is Y is greater than 2007. If you got that right, good job. The answer is, make the circle open, put it on 0, and then over there. So the answer is this. If you got that right, good job. The answer is D. If you got that right, good job. The answer is A and B. If you got that right, good job. What? Oh, no, all the way around. The answer is 30. If you got that right, good job. And the answer here is X is greater than -4. If you got that right, good job. Okay, that is the end of this episode. So, I hope you guys learned something new today. I'm Landon Pitts. I was your tutor and or mentor today. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.